What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick, man. Coming back at you one more time just to clarify a little bit and add to what I was telling y'all about last time about the wars and everything, man. I had found a lot of information. Me and my girl been doing some research on it, and we found a lot of good information about it, man. I think y'all gonna really like that one. But like I was trying to tell y'all last time, man, we've been lied to. A lot of y'all know this. A lot of y'all up to speed and understand how much we've been lied to. So it ain't nothing that I gotta tell you, man. But I'm gonna make this video today, talking about the wars that we been going through since we been in America, man. You know what I mean? You know that the British and everybody, they landed really in like 1650, man. You know what I mean? This is what I come to find out is like in like 1650 they found a spot in Virginia, man. You know what I mean? Like they finally landed on Virginia, and they started fighting there for the next 20-30 years until they actually got a colony and set up. You know what I mean? If y'all know the story of Pocahontas or whatever, Powhatan, the chief Powhatan of the Powhatan Indians, I forgot his name, but he basically was the father. I was reading the book America. I can't remember the name of that book forever to save my life, man. But I was reading that book about that, and it was talking about how the people that was black, you know what I mean, like straight up dark as hell, you know what I mean, straight warriors. That's what they were saying, like a whole bunch of them, you know what I mean, and so basically, man, they basically only had that colony right there in Virginia, and that's basically the founding of America right there. You know, they tell you about Christopher Columbus and all that shit right there, man. But y'all should already know that shit is highly fucked up, okay? But at the same time, man, so they tell you about Virginia or whatever, 1650s and 1670s. But you know that America came about, but they spent most of their time right then trying to fight within their own ranks, because this is the time around the 1670s. This is the time around when the Europeans had taken control of the Moors. You know, because the Moors, and basically they was trying to they was using the Europeans. The Moors was using the Europeans to come down here, fight us, and try to get land, so that they can come back and have it for themselves. So they was using the Europeans against us, and then the Europeans found out about it and transferred their power, and they tricked them, basically turned it all around back on them. All right, so long story short, man, these folks basically winded up trying to settle on the island, or they tried to settle on in Virginia, and they did. They wound up doing that. But 100 years go by, 1776 come about, then you supposedly got these 13 colonies or whatever, you know what I mean? But really, it's just 13 different war fronts. It's just really 13 different people that all considering themselves to be part of the crown over there in Britain and all this other shit. But I got a thing today that just shows every U.S. war that we ever been in. Now, every war that, well, not us, but every war that the United States has been in. You know what I mean? This video gonna show you basically, and I mean it's gonna go right hand in hand with the maps video that I made. How I was trying to show y'all how they just came in and all they did was just conquer. All they did was just move from one coast to the other. That's it, man. I mean, that's all they ever did. Now, see, I'm gonna show you the proof to prove to you. Like I told y'all, all they did was fight. Y'all thought I was bullshitting. Well, they got the maps, and I mean, they got the motherfucking shit to tell you that they was fighting. So don't take it from me that all they did was come in here and fight. They didn't never come in here to make peace. They never come in here to do anything other than to take this land from you. Don't take it from me. Take it from these folks who writing it down and telling y'all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show y'all this website that I had got. Pretty nice little website, man. My girl, she sent this to me the other day, man, and I mean, I thank her for that, because she did. She hooked the nigga up with that shit. Alright, y'all, this is what we got right here. I'm not gonna show y'all this web address because it took me forever to get this phone set up to where I can record right off of my video. I mean, right off of my computer screen. So I'm gonna leave it right here. But if y'all want to get to this website, all you gotta do is Google Google that, what you see right now. America has been at war 93% of the time. Just Google that, and then it'll bring you right to this website. I promise you. But the thing about it is, man, is basically it is what it is. You can see what they say, that they've been at war for 222 years out of the 239 years since 1776. You know, and this was all the way up until 2011, and we still been at war. Even though they say they tried to end that war, we still been at war. Okay. I'm not gonna read all of this. But if y'all want to, y'all can pause it, or y'all can go to the website on your own, and you can read this information right here. I'm gonna try to yeah, I'm gonna put a description of it. I'm gonna leave a link to this website in the description down below. So whenever y'all ready, y'all could just go check it out. But basically, man, as you can see, this is this is basically like a pie chart, just showing you the time that we was at war and the time that we was at peace, and look like Pac-Man to me, you know, because that's basically what they did to us. Just took everything that they can. So, you know, 214 years they've been at war. 21 peace. Okay, year by year timeline of America's major wars. Okay. Now, right off the rip, man, y'all gonna see that they say the American Revolutionary War. A lot of y'all know about that, and supposedly this is when America became went from the 13 colonies and became the United States of America, supposedly. But I'm gonna go and do the first part of this video. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and go back and do before 1776 to prove to y'all about the 13 colonies and the Revolutionary War, because that in itself is a video on its own. All that was, man, that the American Revolutionary War, it never was a point in time they really fought that war. I'm gonna prove that to y'all too. But this is where they want y'all to start, and that's where we gonna start. Well, right beside the Revolutionary Wars, you see the Chickamauga Wars and the Second Cherokee Wars and the Pennamite, the Yankee Wars. Okay. Now, what I had come to find out about the Chickamauga Wars is that they was at the top of North Georgia. Now, this is when they was trying to fight around the top of North Georgia, which basically was like South Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia are pretty much all connected. A lot of y'all don't know that, but North Carolina do touch Georgia. So basically what they was in was, and South Carolina too, but they all intersect. Okay. So the Chickamauga Wars was fought around that area. This is where they was trying to fight and get down into, they was trying to get down into, Georgia, you know. And the Second Cherokee Wars, they took place right there in South Carolina, right around this same area. The Chickamauga Wars and the Cherokee Wars are basically the same thing. Now, the Yankee Wars, those are up there. You pretty much know where the Yankees are. That's where they was at. I'm going to go back in and hopefully, man, I got like this little new phone, man, so I'm going to try to go back in and put up some maps while I'm talking on this so that y'all can see this stuff what I'm talking about, and help give you a visual of what's going on, and you can see how they basically just expanded their territory. Like I was telling you in the maps, all they did was just come in and conquer. And I mean, I think y'all pretty much know that by now, but I don't think people connected the dots and really realized that that's the severity of the situation. That's exactly what they did. They came in here to conquer. And now we sitting here trying to make peace and make treaties with the people that came here to conquer and kill us. Y'all got to understand how foolish and stupid y'all look doing such a thing. Okay, so the American Revolutionary War, blah, blah, bullshit. Chickamauga Wars, Yankee Wars, you can see how long these lasted. Okay, now they lasted all the way up to, the Chickamauga Wars lasted all the way to 1794. All the way up to 1794. Now, so basically this is what happened. Alright, you see the Chickamauga Wars right here, 1783, the American Revolutionary War, that's supposed to have ended, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. Alright, Chickamauga Wars or whatever, that's right there in North Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Alright, and then you got the Pennamite Yankee War, okay? This right here was a war that was fought right up there. It was right like New York, kind of, but not really. It was a little farther west than New York, kind of closer to, it was closer towards Ohio, Cleveland and stuff like that. Okay. And then you got the Chickamauga Wars. Then you got the Northwest Indian Wars. Now these was the Ohio Wars. Now this was Ohio. See, basically they went from New York and started moving west, went towards Ohio. This was the one that was right after the Yankee Wars, because basically all they did was progress. And you got the Chickamauga Wars. So now you see that they are fighting on two different fronts. And all of it is just trying to make progress to the west, you know. At this point in time, they felt like it was clear to them that they must go west and conquer everything. That's what they thought they were supposed to be doing, okay. So we get all the way down here to 1795. You got the Northwest Indian Wars, which they still fighting. Those were the Ohio Wars, okay. And then you get down here to 1798, and they got the Quasi Wars. Now, the Chickamauga Wars was basically at sea, man. All they was doing was just going around. They was fighting with the French about taxes, because the French people still wanted them to pay taxes to the crown, and they didn't want to pay them. So they basically started going to war with them at sea. And then you had the right after that, right after the Chickamauga Wars, you basically had them trying to fight against the French people for coming in here trying to tax them and make them pay money, because the French basically set them up and gave them money, so they had to tax them back in order to get what they had got from them. Then you get down to 1801, you got the first Barbary War. France, Belgium, I can't remember the names right now, but this was basically to stop the other people coming in and taking what they had. They didn't want them to come back in and start impeding onto their land. So what they did was had people up there fighting. Now, I'm pretty positive, but I'm pretty sure, man, even though it don't say right here, and I didn't go verify, but you can pretty much bet that they were still fighting with us. They were still fighting with the Indians, even though they don't have this on here. The Chickamauga Wars, the first Barbary Wars, stuff like that. Say no major wars. All right. 1806, you got the Sabine Expedition. Now, the Sabine Expedition is where they went out to Louisiana just to see what was there. Okay. Now, at this point in time, they just went out there. You know, they missionaries and people, sending them out there to go see. They had, see, this is what they would do. They would have some of our people that would make treaties with them. Some of these sellout Negroes that would make treaties with them, and they would go out here, and they was called scouts. They was the Negro scouts. They would go out here, and these folks would help the Europeans to discover who was peaceful and who was a hostile tribe. You know, so these people would walk around, and they would go out there, and they would send these white folks out there in return in exchange for lands of their own. Okay, so basically you have a lot of white folks that was being led by some of our own. Now, our people, the reason why we were so easily conquered was we weren't even easily conquered. They had to be very, very precise about what they was doing, and we still not conquered. We just broken, just like they kept us, you know, because we was broken when they came in here. That's how they was able to defeat us. All of our people, we was bickering with each other, just like we doing now. You got Hebrew Israelites fighting with fucking Muslims and these coonscious niggas. You know what I mean? You got all these different groups of people that's out here fighting against each other. So that's what they did. You know the motto: united we stand, divided we fall. Same thing went with us, man. They seen that as long as they was united in taking us down, that they would be successful, because we was not united in standing up, you know. But so we got the Sabine Expedition. That's basically where they went in and you know, they went in and tried to go see what they could see out there. Then you got the U.S. 1810 moving along. U.S. occupied Spanish held West Florida. They didn't occupy it. All they did was went out there and put eyes on it and seen that it was something to see. You know, they knew about it. All right. Now, this is where we get to the gem right here, y'all. The War of 1812. And then you also see right beside the War of 1812, they got a whole lot of other shit that's right beside the War of 1812. I had made a SoundCloud video about the War of 1812 a couple of months ago on SoundCloud. If y'all want to go check that out, same name, Nicholas Penson, SoundCloud. Y'all go check that out. I got a couple of little lectures where I was just telling folks a little thing or two. But I did some shit about the War of 1812, and I was telling folks about how Colin Kaepernick, you know, Colin Kaepernick was set up in order to be a diversion. You know, they wanted to bring light to a situation, but they didn't want to bring it all the way. See, the thing was that he wanted to steer you away from knowing what the national anthem was really about. You know, people would think it's got something to do with oppression and black people and this and that and da 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 da. But if you actually go out there and read the national anthem, you quickly understand that the whole thing was wrote. Now, see, they tell you that this was a war between the British and America. But the thing about it is that y'all about to see in a second that it wasn't even that. You know, they gonna try to goddamn. They tried to put in some curveballs and tried to make you think that it was, but it wasn't. You know. So let's get right to it. You got the War of 1812. All right, the War of 1812. Like I say, they're supposed to be between the British and the Americans. And then you got the Tecumseh War. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't read these words. I mean, I really can't. But y'all just gonna have to bear with me. Y'all can read. Hey, so be it. I can sound them out. But the Peoria War, the Creek War, the U.S. expands its territory into West Florida. You know what I mean? Then you got 1813, 1814. Same thing. War of 1812, Creek War, U.S. expands territory to Florida. Anti-Piracy War. You know what I mean? Then you got the Second Barbary War, Anti-Piracy War. Now, look at all these wars that they are fighting along with the War of 1812. Now, why is it that we only hear about the War of 1812? Now, National Anthem, which y'all got to understand, man, is that you go in, it's 4 different parts to it. We only read the first part. And the rest of it is explaining to you how these people have found this land. They think that God held it for them. And all they had to do was come in and kill the Indians that was on the land. And then they would have their own land. Well, that ain't nothing but some bullshit. But it also tells you who they was really fighting against. Now, this was wrote during the War of 1812. Now, if these folks were so inspired by fighting against the British, then you would think that they would write a song about the British. Well, this song ain't shit about the British. This song is about the indigenous people that they are killing. You know, I encourage all of y'all to go out there and take a look at it. You know, as much as you can. If I can, man, I might just go ahead and put some up here on the screen for you. I'm going to try to do that too. I'm going to try to go ahead when I'm editing this video. I'm going to try to find something for you and get that up there for you. But, you know, y'all going to see real fast that it wasn't about them. It was about us. All right. So let's get back to this. All right. Because this is the one that y'all really going to find that they tried to hide some shit with, man. And I found this to be very interesting. But the Musa War, you know what I mean? I'm going to call them Musa. All right. So y'all can say what you want to say, but I'm calling Musa. All right, it's very important. You know, it was fought in Ohio. All right, now this fight was fought in Ohio. Like I told y'all, man, they was always fighting on 2 sides. They was just impeding west. Their whole thing was to go west. So you would notice that every single thing they do is just like a front. Like whenever you're looking at the Weather Channel and you see these people having like the cold fronts coming through, imagine them doing that from the east. And it going east to west. Imagine them just coming in with one of them cold fronts. That's basically how they did. All right. But take Musa War. Now, basically, he was a this guy was a Swanee. You know what I mean? Right off the rip, man, I went to looking into him, and then lo and behold, they got this fucking faggot ass looking I don't know what you want to call him, man. He looked like he's supposed to be French. Looked like he's supposed to be Puerto Rican. I don't know what he is, man. But they basically had this fucked up picture of him. But right under him, they had somebody that's supposed to have been one of his associates, but they didn't like each other. You know, they was from the same tribe, but they didn't like each other. Now, this was a straight nigga. They got him right up below it, you know. As a matter of fact, y'all, I'm tripping. I got it right here. Okay, man, but here go the dude right there, man. You know, that's the Swanee Chief Blackhoof. You know, Swanee Chief Blackhoof right there. I'm gonna change. Now this him, y'all. This is him that they tried to say. This is who they tried to say it was. So I started saying, you know what, man, that ain't adding up. I went in there and started looking at the people. Why is it that every single time that they show one of our leaders, it's one of these fake looking motherfuckers? But then when you go look at the people he was supposed to be leading, it's a whole bunch of dark skinned Negroes. Because of the fact that they was lying. And then you got him out here basically being portrayed as somebody else. Now, I've got some pictures of him. And I'm gonna show y'all a couple of pictures of him. And then I found something rather interesting along searching his pictures. First of all, when you search his name, you're going to see about 15 different sketches of him. But then I found this one rather interesting sketch. And it was like basically a Negro, man. The dude looked just like Kerry Davis. A lot of y'all know who Kerry Davis is. And I'm going to show y'all, man, a picture of the two. But he looked like Kerry Davis to me, man. And I mean, honestly, you know, that's who it looked like to me. But it's obviously a Negro. You know what I mean? When you look at the picture and you see his phenotypes, the way that they got him drawn, that man, this is a Negro. But then they tried to even put a Europeanized version. You're going to see all three of them, man. And y'all gonna see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But then, like I told you put two and two together, you're going to make four. You start seeing the other pictures, like, right off the rip now. Now, this is a little biblical, too, but Ohio. You know, you got a lot of the stones and stuff that was covered out there in Ohio that have a lot of the Old Testament. They got a lot of Old Testament writings and stuff like that. These people was actually out there protecting that shit, you know. And but then when I went searching for his people, why is it that I seen a whole bunch of prophets and a whole bunch of pastors, preachers? You know what I mean? Not pastors, but a whole bunch of prophets and shit, biblical people, and they was black. Show you a picture of them. We're gonna get back over here to the War of 1812, man, because really, the Seminole Wars, that's the war. That's when they was really coming down here to try to get to they was coming down here to try to get to Florida, you know. And see, this is what they did. What I had found out that they had done, man, is they went through like Chattahoochee River. They took that and they went through Alabama, because a lot of the time they went through Alabama before they came through Georgia. They followed that down, and you know that a lot of Alabama was Florida. So they went all the way down to West Florida to try to conquer that. That's when they ran into the Seminoles. That's why you got the first Seminole Wars. But basically, man, and you can go on to the maps video that I made, and go to Alabama, and you will see that they went through that, you know. It's very simple to see this, all right? But they got to Florida, and that's when they started having the first Seminole Wars. Well, the thing about the wars, man, is that the Seminoles was too strong for their ass, and they couldn't beat them. So they wound up fighting with the Seminoles and couldn't win. So that's why you see they got a couple of years that they fought this war. They also had the Barbary War, and they had the Anti-Piracy War. Now, the Anti-Piracy War was nothing. Back up here they had the Creek War. The Creek War was when they was going through Alabama. That's what they was doing. Them Creek Wars, that's when they was going through Alabama right there. Around through Talladega and stuff like that. You know, a lot of y'all from Alabama, y'all might know where that's at. But they was just basically rolled down through there. If y'all go look at the maps, you will be able to see that they went through that. You got the Yellowstone expedition. This is where they basically went over there to see what's in the expedition, exactly what it is. Go find out what's out there. And you got the Anti-Piracy War. Now, Anti-Piracy War was nothing besides them at sea. This was fought at sea, basically trying to stop other pirates from coming in and trying to take up their settlements. So basically, they was trying to stop people from stealing what they had stolen. You know, so that's what they was doing. They was fighting war out there and trying to keep those people at bay. But as you can see, man, like basically all they doing is conquering. You know, you got the Yellowstone expedition, the Anti-Piracy War, no major war, the Winnebago War. Basically, it wasn't. It was a small war, but then we get to 1828, 1829, 1830. Now a lot of y'all already know. This is around the time when Andrew Jackson was doing his shit. Andrew Jackson, and he became president, and he started making all these treaties with these fake $5 Indians, and they started basically moving on and starting trying to conquer. You know, they started trying to conquer people, and they made these fucking false ass treaties that said that they could capture everything to the Mississippi, everything clean out to the Mississippi, and that's when they started basically they campaigned to just go on and keep on fighting. Okay, I'm gonna end that right now for now, y'all, and I'm gonna come back with the part 2 because you know, it's a lot of wars on here. And this is where we are starting to get very, very interesting. And I don't want y'all to miss a beat on this part. You know, 1830, a lot of y'all know that this is a very, very crucial point in time in history for us. And these wars right here, from 1830 on, let y'all see a couple of them so you'll know where we heading to. But you can see all of these are Indian wars. Not Native American, but Indian wars. Indian wars. Indian wars. Indian wars. Indian wars. Indian Wars, you know. Every single thing that you see from here on out is nothing but a conquest. And then you notice how they starting to move out west. You know. Now we out here towards Texas. And they say American Civil War, whatever, bullshit. Texas. You know. But just Indian wars, man. Y'all see all the wars and all the people now. This was my question. If they sitting here fighting all these wars, when the hell was they? What the hell was all these niggas doing? What the hell was all this slavery at? What the hell did they have time to do slavery? What the hell was the people at for slavery? Who the hell are these niggas that they killing? Why the hell is it they got Negroes rolled all throughout their census and paperwork all throughout this time? And not just a few Negroes, but a lot of Negroes. See, this is when we start asking questions, when we start getting answers. But a lot of people ain't asking no questions. They only just want answers. You know. But I'm going to make a part 2 to this coming up shortly, y'all. So I just got to do a little bit more research and just basically get this tip-top for y'all, man. But y'all, please, go do this research, man, because I could use some help. Can't do it by myself, man. My girl doing a real good job of helping provide a lot of information and tag teaming on it. But we only 2 people. You know, man, y'all go and do what y'all can do. Help our people out. Till the next time, though, man. God bless y'all. Peace out.